Hello everyone, this is Jean Garrett from Paper, Batter, and Stitch, and one of my other hobbies is cupcakes and baking things, so I wanted to converge the two projects into one, so that's what we're doing today. And I am using here the Swirls and Curls versus Hostess set from the Summer Mini. What I did here is you start off just like you would with any other stamping project, and what I'm using here is a sugar sheet from the Cricket Cake frosting sheets, but I know that Wilton is now also making these sheets, and they even have punches to punch out different shapes. And then I'm using the Easy Writer food markers to color in my stamp, and these are much better than using other types of food coloring. I've tried several different ways to do this, and so far these come out the prettiest and the most even coated. When you first get these markers, their food coloring comes out quite easily, so you want to be careful because you might end up with some glopping a little. And here I'm just coloring it all in. You can even add in more than one color, or do whatever you want to do for your project. And then you just make sure that you have a clean area and you press down evenly on your sugar sheet. As you can see, because these are newer markers, I've got some areas that are a little darker, but I've got a nice clean image on my sugar sheet, and depending on what you're doing with it, you can just cut it right out. It is easier when you're cutting out the shapes to use your scissors on with the plastic underneath. You can do it by pulling up the sugar sheet and then cutting, but if you do that, you run the risk of tearing the sugar sheet. You also want to make sure that when you are stamping, that you don't want too much of the food coloring on a spot. And this is why the regular liquid food colors don't work, because if it gets the sugar too wet, sugar will tear, and then it will ruin your image. We can go back to cutting out the image. I'm just gonna kind of cut along here. And like so. And then it just peels right off. You have a lovely sugar sheet stamped image, and you can adhere this to fondant with a little bit of water on the back, or you can just set it on top of a cupcake or do whatever that you would like. So thank you for visiting my video, and I hope that this technique will bring you much fun and happiness with your cupcakes and other edible projects. So keep crafting on!